Hey, you good people. This show contains adult language, the swearing and cussing, so listener discretion is advised.
That was Brie Flasch for the world. Thank you for listening, and I do appreciate you staying till the end. I am Gerardo, and if you haven't listened to my Happy Place episode, go ahead. That's episode number 5. Please also share, rate, and subscribe. Feel free to say hi at Instagram at gera.ahahha. Send Niraj any good feedback at mygoodplacepod. Thank you, Niraj, and as you always say, namaste. Well, hello and welcome to another episode of My Good Place. My name is Gerardo, your guest host today to another episode. Now, you're wondering what happened to Niraj, and you know what? They said, Niraj break a leg, and he did. I'm just joking. But today I am just joyful to present Brie Flasch today.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Brie is a photographer, songwriter, singer, model, talented, and very skillful.
Well, thanks.
But Brie, let our listeners know more about you. Did I miss anything?
I'd say overall, yeah. Hey, what's up? My name is Brie Flasch, and yeah, I'm a professional photographer and videographer. I also do creative direction, music, fashion design, and overall just have my whole work surrounded by entrepreneurship and bettering people to be a better version of themselves and to awaken their passions and do everything they love and live the life that they deserve and everything like that. You guys can check me out on social media at Brie Flasch, BRIFLASCH, on just about everything: Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and as well as my music at Cyber Girlfriend on Spotify and Apple Music and YouTube. And yeah, I'm usually wearing some crazy blue hair, some wild outfits, staying up all night, and then doing stuff all day, and then editing it all night. So that's a little bit about me. Also love to travel. I'm super into spirituality, so this is a great podcast for me to be on, and overall, I'm excited to be here, so thanks.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Brie. I really love that. I just wanted to also ask you, how's quarantine going for you? How's all this COVID thing and situation been treating you?
You know, it's been interesting. I feel like I've had a full Dua Lipa 180 in the past couple months. I feel like prior to COVID, everyone was just so busy doing everything they love and not what they love and just working. And that includes myself. And I think just having this time to step back and reflect on ourselves and what we're actually doing, who we surround ourselves with, and what we want to do going forward during this chaotic time. But I think with every situation of chaos and everything, the calm will come after the storm. So overall, I've been really enjoying connecting more with my spirituality as well as my own health and just connecting with my passions and thinking what I want to do next. So moving to California soon, so I guess that's been the biggest decision, as well as dye my hair a million times, having a few moments of crisis, but overall it's been good, and glad things are maybe slightly on the come up for everyone.
I agree. Yes, it is some crazy times. I do want to thank you again for being here again, and I do appreciate you agreeing to this. So we'll get to it. As listeners know, the podcast talks about the afterlife and whatever. So I want to start by asking you, do you believe in an afterlife? Why or why not?
Mm-hmm. So I guess, I think we always come back to I don't know, nobody really knows, all that kind of stuff. But I'd say, in a sense, I don't really believe in a heaven or hell. I think of life as a continuum of being a creature or a realm in the universe or something. And I was talking with some friends about this lately, about the idea of in this reality of being on Earth, in whatever, this astral plane and stuff, it's we do have the duality of life, of heaven and hell, and even if that's just a metaphor for the hard times and the good times, when you think about heaven and hell, we always are striving for what is heaven and what is hell, or we've never reached heaven yet, or we haven't reached hell yet, because we never know what the lowest of the lows or the best of the best is going to be in our life. So I think if we're always just striving to think about what's going to be the worst thing and what's going to be the best thing in life. I feel like that's kind of sad. So I like to live my current life in a state of like a good neutral, in a middle and a balance. And I think that's something I've really come to terms with during quarantine. Like, not everything has to be like butterflies and rainbows and like crazy, perfect, happy all the time. Like, we can have the darker and harder moments that really make the good ones feel amazing. So to come back to the actual question, do I believe in an afterlife? Since I'm just so caught up in the moment now. I think, to keep it short and simple, when thinking about an afterlife, I think we like die or whatever, which we'll get into obviously, and then maybe we have a time that our soul can like ferment and think about what we want to do next with our next reincarnation, because I guess I do believe in reincarnation and past lives and future lives. And I think your soul like has a continuum and will continue to learn and grow throughout the millions and billions of years of existing or whatever. But long story short, I don't really believe in a heaven or a hell. I think we just continue to learn and grow throughout all the millions of years.
Wow, okay, that's like pretty deep.
You're like, that was deeper than I thought.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, but well, we're doing this interview. Brie is actually wearing a hat with skulls on them. Like, pretty cool.
Wish
like,
I planned it.
She got the vibe. So, okay, I guess I want to follow up with that same question just because,
I said a billion things.
I just want to know, like, what makes you say that, are you religious by, like, anything, or do you have, like, a certain side that is religious or not? Not really.
I didn't grow up religious. I actually didn't even know religion was a thing until I was like 12 and someone brought me to church and I was like, what's happening? I was like, what is God?
Yeah.
And all this stuff. I mean, I kind of knew like the whole like Jesus, like Christmas concept and stuff, but like religion, like I'd say no. Like my family wasn't religious or anything, but I'd say if I were to relate to like a religious concept, now I'm really into like Taoism, which is like a part of like ancient Chinese philosophy to simplify it and stuff. And it's kind of like what I was talking about before, like the idea of just like being a part of the universe and having the balance of opposing fears and like good things in life and just like always flowing and balance and just staying in like a good natural flow of life. But as for like traditional religion, I used to go to church in like middle school because I was trying that out, you know, just trying to find something to be saved with or whatever.
Hope and faith and stuff. Right?
Yeah, and I thought it was interesting. I guess a problem I personally have with organized religion and like Western religion is that it's so like codependent upon like this father figure of God. And even if you think God is a woman, like just the idea of like crying and being like asking and stuff from like a God, I guess, like there is a lot of like good and hope to that, and you can ask for guidance and receive it and all that stuff, and everyone has their own thing obviously. But I think something that's really interesting about like Eastern philosophy, and after living in China, I feel like I learned a lot about that and just the idea of looking more within, and kind of how like I was referring to Taoism, like referring to yourself and to be in a good mind space and to have these good values, not because fear of God or fear of heaven or fear of hell, but because you truly want to connect with the people in the universe around you. So that's my religion, I guess, a little bit.
I agree with you when you say that, like, you're not really religious, because, like, I actually did grow up in a religious home, or, like, actually I was taught about the Catholic Church and whatever.
Amen.
But as I grew up, I also kind of went to find out my own beliefs, because it's just so difficult to actually believe something that it's taught to you, and then you learn different things that make it so doubtful. And then I agree with you, so I actually think I should probably make my own religion.
Yeah, let's start a cult.
Right, so you mentioned that life is neutral for you within your belief. What's hard to make life neutral, or like have a balance? What's the difficulty with that?
I feel like something that makes it difficult to be balanced and everything. With me, I love to just like keep going. Obviously, like in my biography, naming like a billion things that I'm out here trying to do every day, and just like making time to rest and
Okay.
to like eat healthy and to eat.
Yeah.
I guess it's less about being neutral and more about being balanced. And like overall, if you're gonna put a bunch of energy into one thing, you got to make sure you're also working on yourself and giving back to your community, but also looking within and just trying to not just help everyone, but to make sure that you're putting as much like love into yourself as you are with everyone around you, and just being equal and like equity just around everything, and giving what you can and receiving what you need.
All right. Well, thank you. So from that, pretty much get that we should have a balance of energy towards things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what we do and what we love, and do everything you love, right?
Oh yeah.
All right. So
Including sleep.
exactly. So sleep is important. I just want to know, what do you think happens right after you die?
I feel like it's hard for me to really get into these sort of ideas, because when I think about it, I really haven't had anyone super close to me pass away, which I'm really thankful for, obviously. And I guess that also like relates to my own experience of not having a more pessimistic view of death or anything, because it hasn't impacted me in ways that other people have been impacted, I guess. I don't really know how to say that, but I just wanted to throw that out there, that that's my experience. But I'd say from what I believe now, and just with all the philosophies that I've studied and
'Cause
everything,
you mentioned incarnation, so
Mhm.
I'm guessing after you die,
something happens.
Do you think something would happen?
So I'd say like the closest thing that I've come to visualize when it comes to dying or something, I'd say like you pass or whatever, and then maybe your like spirit or soul or whatever is like floating through the universe and like cosmic space and stuff. And maybe if you need to stay on Earth longer and like process some things and like visit some people as a spirit or something, maybe I believe in ghosts and spirits and stuff for sure. So maybe if you need to go visit some people or like leave some feathers at someone's house as a spirit, not a joke, like for real, but like if you have some like earthly duties you need to wrap up, then maybe after that, then once you wrap all that up, then you can go to either the higher source or like the universe, and then
rest in peace,
basically. And like while your soul recharges or something, then maybe whether that be a year, then later a couple seconds, or like a million years later, then you could go into the new astral body or something, come back as like a bee or something, or maybe another human. To bring my own experience into this, something interesting, my aunt is like super into reincarnation, and she actually went to a past life regressionist, so shout out to my aunt if you're listening to this somehow. But I feel like she's always
Someone contact Brie's aunt and send her this interview.
Wait, I can send it to her. But yeah, I guess she's always been like an inspiration for me, and like got me intrigued by like past lives, future lives, and like philosophy and like psychic type stuff and energies and all that. Because when she went to her regressionist, they like sat her down, and she paid money obviously, and like they put you into like a hypnotic state and try to bring you back to like your past life. And she actually had a unique experience, because when she was like really little, my grandparents were like immigrants from Germany, so they didn't speak much English, and my aunt was like speaking like little baby German and English and stuff. And my grandma was like braiding her hair, and my aunt, who was like 1 or something, was like, oh, my other mom used to do this. And my grandma was like, what? Like in German probably. And my was like, oh yeah, like we had this, and this, and this, and I had like long black hair, like with my other mom, and my grandma was really kind of creeped out.
Yeah, that's kind of creepy. I've heard stories like that, like how some children will say very creepy things, or like they'll find themselves in old newspapers. Yeah.
I want to hear about that after. That's interesting. But yeah, basically she was talking about this past life, and then later in life she went to the regressionist and basically saw the same things that she saw when she was a little kid. So I feel like that validates a lot of like past life stuff for me, just to hear someone so close to me have a pretty like real seeming experience. So kind of interesting.
All right. Well, quite the experience, huh? And I do apologize for the background noise, but we are doing this out in public. But yes, thanks, Brie. What does your good place look like?
My
Like,
quote heaven.
Yes, if like you would, let's just say it exists, right? This is something that actually happens. How does it look?
I'd say if this is my good place, talking about a personal experience, I mean, I think an ideal heaven is like equity and equality for everyone, world peace, and all that stuff. But if I were to think about just like a selfish, like personal heaven, I guess I think it a bit as kind of like a dream realm. Like, I dream a lot when I go to bed. And honestly, like, in some ways, I feel like when I'm dreaming, maybe you'll think I'm crazy, but I feel like I am going to like a different astral plane when I do dream. And I just can go to all these like fake places, or not fake, but like fantasy places in a lot of ways.
There's places in your dreams.
And I don't really like lucid dream, I guess, because I don't have a good sleep schedule, but maybe I can figure that out sometime. But just to be able to travel and imagine anything and to just go there, I guess would be my good place. Just kind of like a state of meditation. I've been like meditating a lot more since quarantine started, and I feel like I can almost tap into that good place realm anytime I want by meditating, which sounds so cliche,
Wow.
but I guess I just encourage everyone to meditate more and stuff, because you can get a little bit closer to that astral plane or something. And that sounds sounding really hippy dippy.
No, thank
Be
you.
like, you can go to heaven any way you want.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I feel like sometimes there are like a lot of things that we don't really take a moment to think about, like this, and just the little moments sometimes are the big moments in life that someday you'll realize, oh, I should have enjoyed that more, you know? But anyways, I just a thought.
No, that was good.
So why would it be like that? Why is your place like so dreamy and like in this kind of realm?
I guess something interesting about the way I dream, like since I am a photographer and videographer,
Okay.
when I dream, I actually dream kind of like a camera, I guess, like with like my video and my photo editing and stuff, I have like a specific colors and stuff that I edit with, and when I'm actually dreaming, I see my dream world in my editing style.
All right, that's something that I was gonna ask right now. Like, what's something that you dreamt recently that you remember? Because you don't always remember your dreams. I'm not at least me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And I don't know if I'm broken or something, but I haven't dreamt in a long time.
If I'm broken. Mm-hmm. That's interesting. I wonder if something could help you with that.
I mean, I do remember
maybe some Chinese like flower roots.
Maybe, but I mean, I do remember one dream. That's the most recent.
Let's hear it.
But since then, I really haven't dreamt about anything at all. I don't know why. I don't know if I'm just in peace or something. But it was about me driving a car, and I was going really, really fast. And then all of a sudden, I get hit by someone. And I get out of the car, because I think that's what you always do, right?
No hit and run in your dream.
So I get out. I am walking towards the other truck that hits me, and I'm like, I'm angry. I remember I was angry. And all of a sudden, the dude comes out. I think it was a guy. And he stabs me. And then I'm just like so scared right there. I don't know what to do. And all of a sudden, my dream takes me to a different place, but I'm wounded.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking to a person that I know and that is very close to me. And I'm like, oh, I had a crash, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like putting my hands on the wound.
Yeah.
And then that's it. That was so weird.
Interesting. Do you think something in your real life triggered that unconscious response?
Well, when that happened, I searched it and I kind of put the pieces together to that dream, because I've heard that to interpret a dream, you don't really interpret it by all of it. You kind of put pieces together of
like
what,
car crash,
stabbing. Car crash. What does it mean,
Mm-hmm.
stabbing? And then talking with someone about stuff, right? And it turns out that it was like, I probably shouldn't say this, but I was
big reveal.
I was hiding something.
Were you?
I think I was. Yeah, I was hiding stuff that I didn't want someone to know about. But anyway, I figured it out. They know about it, and it's okay.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of a couple of years ago or something when I was like hiding something from someone, like literally like a $5 value situation, like nothing crazy, but I have a really guilty conscience. So if I'm hiding something from someone, I'll literally have like a nightmare about like whatever. But like literally, if I like drank someone's like LaCroix from the fridge, I'd probably have like a nightmare about like being a terrible person or something. But yeah, I don't remember what the dream was exactly, but it was like, whoa, I was getting like super exposed for like hiding something. Honestly, might have gotten stabbed, so could be living the same reality.
Really?
But as for a recent dream, I don't know. I guess my dreams have been pretty chill lately. When I woke up today, I like remembered my dream really well, but then
it got
now it's gone. But when I went to acupuncture this morning, because I'm big into acupuncture, and I usually like meditate during that. But then today I actually fell asleep, which doesn't typically happen. But I'm usually just like chilling. But today I was like dreaming that I was like paddleboarding or something, so it's kind of relaxing.
Cool. Yeah.
So nothing too deep.
Okay.
And I can remember off the top of my head.
No, but yeah, I mean, I don't remember nothing from this morning, so at least you're dreaming. I'm not.
Keep dreaming.
All right. So with everything so far, are there 3 top things that you will or want to take with you to your good place?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this a lot actually this week. I guess a couple days ago I went to a farm.
Okay. Yeah, and it could be anything. It could be material, or abstract, you know.
And yeah, so a couple days ago I went to a farm, and you know I live in the city, I live near downtown, and like moving to LA and stuff, it's like so easy to get caught up in the city life and just like, you know, the lights and the whatever and the tall buildings and the aesthetics and like fashion and all that stuff. And it was really just like cool to go to this farm the other day and just to like literally like play with some like goats and horses and stuff. And I guess in some ways forgot how much like I really love animals and like stuff like that. So I guess in my happy good place.
You guys, just so you know, she was holding a raccoon.
Yes, it was so cute. It was like the best moment of my life. So I guess in my good place I'd have raccoons. but yeah, I guess like a realm or world or whatever that has like a bunch of animals and like really nice horses and like little raccoons to pet. And
so you would bring animals.
Yeah, animals for sure.
Okay.
And then
is there a specific one that you would bring?
I mean, I love cats, to be honest. Like that's so like basic sounding, but I'd say like just like a bunch of animals that you can like form relationships with. Like I guess I don't care as much about like seeing an antelope, but if I can have like a companionship of like a cat or like a horse or like a raccoon or like something like that, I think that'd be really cute.
All right. Okay, cool.
Number 2, I'd say photography and video would be cool to bring with me, whether that would be like through my eyes or like through an actual camera device. I think
that would be cool if you could just like open your eyes wide and then click.
Little wink. Yeah, every time you wink, the government actually takes a photo. But I'd say ever since I was little, a common like vehicle and theme in my dreams has been photography. Like even before I did photography the way I do now, which is maybe kind of why I think it's part of my like calling to photography. But I've always in my dreams had a camera, and that's when I know that I'm self-aware of dreaming and like lucid dreaming. And if I go to take a picture and I can't take a picture, then I'm like, oh, I'm dreaming. So it'd be cool to be in that astral realm of like a heaven, good place, and to finally be able to take photos of this reality. So beautiful.
Okay.
And then for a third one, I'd say like natural forces such as like the sun and the moon and like stars and stuff. I sound so hippie, but yeah, so I say animals to capture in photography and stuff, and then the sun and the moon and the stars and like nature and like waterfalls and water, and to just like I feel like with how crazy life is now, and like I feel like my life will be pretty hustle bustle for a good while, so to just have like a natural like chill time would be kind of fun. And other people, of course, I wouldn't want to be alone, that'd be really sad.
Well,
but other passionate people.
Well, would you bring people with you? Like, who would you name 3?
Can I name 3 people I'd bring
Yeah.
me to my heaven?
Yeah, but if they're alive, they would die when you say you want them.
I guess I could wait for them to show up.
Just to give it, like, would you take someone?
I'd say my best friend Kadest, definitely. She's amazing.
Sorry, Kadas.
I guess I wouldn't want to kill her to join my kingdom,
Okay.
but it's kind of weird to think about like who's gonna die first. Like it's kind of morbid, but I guess like if I were to bring people to this astral realm, I would not want them to like die for me to come to this plane, but. I guess like I'd like Kadest there, and it'd be cool to see like my family and stuff that I'm close with, like my dad or like my grandma and stuff, and to just like see them like reconnect again would be awesome and stuff like that. And then as for people, I don't really care about like celebrities like that or anything because I think everything's just so temporary. But to be surrounded by like wise like philosophers and people, and if I was able to give that knowledge back to people that are on Earth, I guess, then I would want to continue to be gaining wisdom and everything, of course, and to, I guess, find a way to give it back to the Earth.
So would that be your incarnation?
Yeah,
Come back and share your wisdom from your afterlife?
Yeah, maybe I'm just, like, obsessed with helping people, but, yeah, I guess in terms of reincarnation or, like, as a ghost.
As a ghost.
I don't know, it kind of sounds creepy to be a ghost. Like, just, like, I think it's funny because, like, even myself, like, I have fear of ghosts in the past. Like, not as much anymore, but, like, just going into the bathroom and being scared of a ghost. Like, why would a ghost be chilling in a public bathroom? Like, I hope you have better places to be. But then I'm like, okay, but if I was a ghost and I knew someone was scared of ghosts and walking in the public bathroom, I might tap in.
Okay.
But, I don't know. This is kind of interesting.
Yeah. Creepy. So, well, any final thoughts? Was there something like that is different now that you really gave a thought about this?
After this therapy hour. It was interesting. I'm glad you guys had me on here. It's super fascinating. I guess you don't really think about this stuff all this much. Or at least, like, the idea of thinking about this on, like, a digestible level on a podcast for other people to listen to is something I was also considering when I was answering these. Because, like, if I were to have this conversation with, like, some of my best friends who are also, like, super into this, like, we could, like, throw in some, like, crazy terms or whatever that, are so, like, deep and whatever. But it's cool to just have, like, simple conversations about this. And I love having, like, deep conversations with anyone and everyone, especially people you're just getting to know. So, I love talking about this stuff. And maybe this will encourage you guys listening to have some more balance in your life and hopefully get some more insight on me if anyone listening to this knows me as well. So, yeah, it's been fun. How about you? Any highlights, reflections from this?
I guess the dreaming part of it. I never thought that you could maybe be experiencing your afterlife in your dreams, actually, Because I feel like, just with my perspective as well, I feel like dreams are kind of like a bridge to an afterlife or like something within a different world. So I really like that.
Yeah, what if it's like heaven or whatever, a good place is like a big puzzle on like a table, and every time you dream you get like one more piece of it. And then at the end you like unlock the whole puzzle.
Yeah, it's amazing because I like that idea that it could be a portal even.
Or what if, since you don't really dream, what if you are living your dreams right now and your other...
This is a simulation, right?
And your other body...
Welcome to the simulation.
Basically, and your other body is like just out doing something else somewhere else. Yeah. Where do you think your other body would be if this is your dream realm right now?
Well, they say that there are 7 people that look like you.
I need to meet them.
So, I agree. I don't know where to find my other 6. But thank you, Brie. Very, very happy to have you here and to have this conversation with you.
Yeah, thank you. It was fun.
Again, you guys, you are welcome to give Brie a message or us in my pod place. Again, Niraj will have the Instagram handles for everyone here. If you want to send us a message and just maybe share your thoughts of dreams and afterlife and what you think about today. And tell us what you liked. And feel free to follow Brie, listen to her music. Um, she recently released
Hey, hey.
Hey Hey, and then what was your other one?
Also, Every Little
Every
Thing
Little
was also
Thing.
pretty recent.
That was
Have a music video out for that on YouTube as well. Hey, hey,
Yes.
probably won't have a music video out by the time you listen to this, but maybe,
yeah.
you know, if you're listening to this a bit later. But yeah, thank you so much. I hope you guys take some time to meditate, take some breaths, focus on yourself, focus on the universe, give back, you know, have some balance. Dream while you're awake and while you're asleep.
The thoughts.
Deep.
All right. Well, thank you, man. Have a good one.
Night. Why did I say good night? I feel like I said good night because I feel like this is like such a late night. It's literally noon. What?
Oh.
Yeah, good night, everyone. Wow.
All right. Peace
Bye.
out.